Nightlife. It was 2:47 a.m. when Kyle stepped out of the club. The bass still pounded in his skull, but the cold night air sobered him up fast. His friends had vanished inside hours ago, tangled in their own drunken adventures. He didn't mind. He preferred walking home alone anyway. The city at night was different, quieter, but also off. His apartment was just a few blocks away, but as he turned onto the empty street, he noticed something odd. The streetlights were flickering, casting long, twitching shadows against the sidewalk. Ahead, a figure stood perfectly still under the failing light. It was a man, tall, unnaturally thin, dressed in an old-fashioned black suit. His face was obscured by shadows, but Kyle could feel him staring. Something about the figure made Kyle's stomach knot. It wasn't just his stillness. It was how he stood, too rigid, too posed, like a mannequin someone had left behind. Kyle swallowed hard and crossed to the other side of the street. He told himself it was nothing, just a guy waiting for a cab or something. But as he walked, the figure moved. Not walked, moved. One moment he was across the street, the next he was a few feet behind Kyle. Kyle's breath hitched. His feet picked up speed. He didn't dare turn around. Then he heard it. A whisper. Not words. Just a sound, a long, shuddering exhale, too close to his ear. Kyle ran. His building was just ahead, but the moment he reached his front door, his hands shaking as he fumbled with his keys, he felt it behind him. The whispering grew louder, slithering into his ears, filling his head. The door finally unlocked. He threw himself inside and slammed it shut. Silence. For a few minutes, Kyle just stood there, breathing hard. Then he laughed nervously. "Jesus, I need to lay off the tequila," he muttered, wiping his sweaty palms on his jeans. He turned on the lights and checked the peephole. The street outside was empty. No figure, no whispering, just the stillness of the late-night city. Kyle let out a shaky breath and turned around. The lights flickered, and behind him, standing in the dim glow of his apartment, was the figure. Still, silent, smiling. The whispering began again, this time inside his head. "Bye, Michael. Obelu."